Hello, everyone. My name is Alexander Ermenkov. I'm a ruling reality coach, and today we have the so-called reality talks. I'm going to do them every Friday. Everyone that knows the Zoom link is invited. The topics are not set pre-talks, so we can speak and talk about everything that we want. Of course, my personal desire and idea is all of us to speak and to exchange what we want and what we are and what we are thinking about reality. So reality, as we know from Wikipedia, is what are the things as they are. So it is more about the things that are outside of us, and it is as they really are and not as we, through our perception, think that the reality around us is. So it is very important for all of us, instead of trying to go into our dreams, into delusion, into illusion, or in any other ways to look upon reality with different type of glasses, it is very interesting for us how we perceive and how we look at reality and how much of reality actually we are seeing. That's why it is something that is very important for me to long-term understand. This is my passion. I'm actually more interested in the obvious. I'm more interested in everything that we, the human beings, already have and we, the human beings, already are, than just to go and to explore new things every morning and to forget everything old that is out there, because there is nothing new. Everything that we think is new have already been, as we have heard from the very different sources. But the important thing for me personally is we to understand our reality, to know why we are to interact with this reality and what is actually the reality and what is the construct of reality and how we as human beings are positioned in this reality. And there are so many topics that we can speak about. Of course, the big problem that all of us, the human beings, are experiencing is that maybe this is one of the most ignored topic. We can speak about mindset for hours. We can theorize and theorize about whatever topic you decide. We can discuss about something else, but we are uncomfortable speaking about what is happening with us. We are uncomfortable to look daily and to observe our personal realities, because then we think that actually this is not interesting and it is not showing us anything. But even if we like it or not, the reality that we, all the human beings, are generating before us, we are actually the observers of our own realities. So it is very interesting and important for me to know what type of realities we are daily observing. And when we start asking questions, why exactly these things are happening in your reality, and then you are going to understand that there is something much more what is happening before our eyes than just the normal observation. Who is the one who is deciding what is going to happen in my reality tomorrow morning, or the day after tomorrow, or the next year? Do I know what is going to happen next year with me? Of course, in the moment, I don't know. But on the other hand, it is me who is deciding what is going to happen with me next year. So in a sense, we are able to 100% interact with our reality, but also we are 100% influencing and affecting it. Well, once I realized that actually the outer reality is subject to influence, and that the outer reality is actually waiting for us all to give our command and to decide what we want to experience. Only then it starts making sense that whatever we are experiencing is actually whatever we have decided, and all the time the reality is giving us a feedback loop of who we are in the moment. So if we don't understand our realities, and if we don't start to actually explore it and to work with it, it is not possible to long-term know ourselves. It is a very big paradox because all of us are thinking that we are such an individualized personality that we can know ourselves even only if we turn our eyes inside and we start thinking and start researching and start meditating only on our feelings, only on our breath, only on the functioning of the body. And then we are going to understand what is reality and how reality actually is working. But is it so? Yes, we can ask a lot of questions, but for me personally, it is important to understand why reality is as it is. Why all these questions that are starting with why are very important, because they're helping us to go beyond the surface, beyond what is our five senses data stream, because our five senses data streams are just describing the what. We can very easily speak all the time about what is happening. I can describe you now for more than 5 hours what happened today with me. I can give you every moment of my daily routine. But actually, the interesting observation is why exactly these things are happening with me. And maybe I'm going to give you a simple example about one of my reality experiences that are happening with me maybe the last 1 month. And it is part of my desire and my long-term standing that I want to create a YouTube channel in order to be able better to express and to give the value that I have for other people also, because in my personal standing, I'm using this interaction between me and my reality on a daily basis. So when I decided to start uploading videos regarding what is interesting for me, and this is the topic about reality, immediately I created a channel. I have people that were helping me with it. And I decided the last 2-3 months to really start uploading different type of content, because there are different type of approaches. A lot of people are telling me, Alex, don't put anything in the online space. That is very precious, because you don't need to give everything that you know, because if you give everything that you know, people are not going to be any more attracted to whatever you are willing to say. And of course, whenever I see someone giving me advice to do something, I usually do exactly the opposite. And I know a lot of people are like this. And anyhow, since I don't want to be a conventional person that has a presence in the digital space, and for me, the most important thing is with the human beings to be able to collaborate and to interact much more with each other, then for me, it was important to start putting everything that I'm doing, everything that I'm understanding, everything that I'm seeking into my YouTube space, and to share it with the people that are beginning to be interested in everything that I'm speaking about. And that's why I created this time space. Actually, it came to me last year, but I postponed it because I said, well, nobody's going to come, nobody's willing to speak about these topics. It is not organized. Who am I to speak about these things? People will not be open, and so on and so on. There are so many millions of objections, but anyhow, I can even speak alone, and I can stay with one or two persons. Whoever is willing to come and to join, it is possible, and we can speak on different topics. But for me, the important thing is that when I started this YouTube channel, when I started to put more content, I had something like 12 subscriber, and a lot of information, and a lot of people started actually to notice my channel that are not at all interested in me personally, but there are people that are starting to give me different offers about how to build my YouTube channel. And actually, the last 2 months, this thing is starting to appearing more and more into my reality. And I have received more than 10, 15 offers of different type, how they can help me with this, how I have a very interesting content or whatever. But since this thing is starting to appear in my reality, it didn't appear in my reality last year because I haven't started to move forward into this direction. And now when this information is starting to come, and in my data stream, these new appearances are starting, I'm just thinking and reflecting, what direction shall I take? Shall I follow the algorithm and decide to use the services of such people where they can give me a lot of fake appearances, help me to rise above certain levels, so that algorithm gives more approach to who I am, and more of you can see my information? Or shall I just stay organic? Shall I just little by little grow? And for me, the important thing is, it doesn't matter if I'm speaking alone, if I talk with more of you, or if we are thousands of people together. For me, the important thing is to have more people that are sparked and are interested in understanding reality, in sharing and learning each other how to actually interact with the physical matter reality, not only to be spiritual people that are willing to go somewhere, or are willing just to stay in our spirituality, and for us the physical matter reality to be something that is out of importance. Alex, my life doesn't matter. What is happening daily to me, it's not important. For me, the important thing is just to feel whatever I just want to experience. But for me personally, everything that is happening in my specific data streams during the day, it is important. Because now, with my example of the YouTube channel, when these things started to happening, I decided that instead of just going into this direction, maybe I'm going to try another way. And I have more than 2,000 connection in LinkedIn, 1,000 and something in Facebook. For me, Facebook is a little bit more difficult to have genuine connections, because almost every third connection is just trying to sell me something. And I'm not a digital presence person, and at least I haven't been. And I don't want to spam people in a sense. I want just people to interact with me about the things that are interesting for me, and I to interact with people only because I'm interested in who they are and what they are offering. And in LinkedIn, I'm just willing to exchange values with these interconnections with different people. So actually, everyone that is interested in the reality, in the interactions, in how we as human beings are living from the moment we open our eyes to the end of the day, it is going to be interesting for me to communicate with you and to speak forward further. Of course, when I started to enter into the digital space, it was very interesting because I have a desire to share whatever I have learned. It is not much, it is very little, it is very basic, it is very obvious, but it has become a passion for me because, of course, it works for me on a daily basis. And I was willing to see how it is possible to help also other people. And that's why I started also this YouTube channel. And now it is almost 38 people, I think. So it is growing very slowly, but it is growing, and I'm posting there almost every day on different topics. But once you start implementing everything that is in your head, because almost all of us have read more than hundreds or tens of books regarding personal development, regarding mindset, but the important thing is what we actually are implementing daily in our lives. And then, of course, the big problem becomes because a lot of us are trying a lot of things for 1 week, for 10 days, for 1 month, for several years, and then are changing into something else. And we are non-stop just changing the clothes that we wear in an allegorical sense in the reality. And actually, there are fundamental laws that are governing the reality. And if we understand them, if we are trained well how to work with reality and how to interact with reality, then actually it is quite possible for all of us to have a much more meaningful and interactful life while we are here on this planet. So this is one of the topics that is interesting for me, how a new thing in my reality is approaching. And of course, I'm monitoring the different things that are happening regarding the YouTube channel. And I know a lot of people are just willing to speak about, well, Alex, just tell me something about what you experience, how you reflect. Well, basically, regarding the YouTube channel and regarding everything new that I'm starting, I'm just enjoying the impossible. Because 99% of you and 99% of the people, instead of supporting each other, we are immediately saying, well, this guy is going to fail. Somebody starting something will say, well, try it for a little time and you will see it's impossible. This is impossible. And that is impossible. And whatever we try to start, instead of being surrounded with supporters and helpers, actually, we are just being coldly ignored or not supported at all. But this is something that is normal. And then this is something that creates in me a much bigger desire to understand how reality works and actually to try and to use much more my intuition into everything I'm doing. So even today, when I'm with you and doing this live stream, and it is going to be recorded and put in my YouTube channel, again, I want this not to be a webinar with a specific teaching. I want just this to be a free talk on a topic of reality or on any topic regarding how we, the human beings, are living our life during the day. Because if you think that your reality is not important, think once again. Because from the morning till the end of your day, the television is constantly after your daily reality, is willing to grab your attention in order to put things in your mind. In order you to sustain and I to sustain my life, approximately from my conscious reality of, let's say, 12 hours, approximately 8 hours out of this, I'm putting my energy into the work I do and having specific works and agendas that I need to do there. It doesn't matter if I like them or not, in order to be sustained alive. So how much actually do we have to consciously interact with reality? Approximately 2-3 hours in the morning if you are early bird, and 2-3 hours in the evening if you are not listening to the news and don't watch 2-3 movies in the evening. So in these 4 to 6 hours that are left from the 12 hours that we are awake, we need to decide what are we doing. And there are so many options. And if we decide to move into our realities only with options that are empowering us, only with options that are giving us the long-term probabilities for change and for shift, only then our realities are going to flourish. So that's why I willingly am participating into building this YouTube presence, this Facebook presence, this LinkedIn presence, and I'm willing to share with you my life, my story, and how actually I'm interacting with reality, because this is what is going to help you. And you don't need to be somebody, you don't need to be the richest person on the planet in order to start sharing what you know, but only you need to understand that there is no one like you on the planet, and that all the other beings are actually willing to know how and what is the difference between them and you. What are you implementing? And if we collaborate and share all our wins and all our successes, it is going to be a much better place that we are enjoying together. So as I shared with you, I'm monitoring everything new that is happening in my reality. And as I explained the example with the YouTube channel that I'm creating, more and more things are happening regarding this YouTube channel in the last month than the whole last year. I even didn't know that it is possible what I'm doing now, that I was able to do it maybe 1 month ago, but little by little, it is built there for me. And the beautiful thing is that when you decide to be a content creator and to go into the digital space, you actually don't know exactly what is the content you need to share. And that's why all of us are just trying maybe to copy something or to do things similar to the other people. But for me personally, I'm trying more and more just to put content that is coming out of my heart, things that are inside of me, things that are important for me, in order all of you to understand how I'm living my daily reality and how I'm starting something from scratch, how I'm enthusiastic, how I'm committed, how I'm doing it long term, and why it is going to work. It is not because I'm something, it is not because you're something, it is always because we are doing it authentically out of ourselves, and then little by little all the other things are going to be and going to happen. So I hope, of course, I don't know long term how it's going to be, but I'm quite willing to speak with you, to participate with you, because these reality talks and these talks in Fridays, they are to be with you, the people that are interested in reality, and we can speak on any topic. And I'm willing to speak with a different type of people from different areas of life, people from the personal development, from with business people, because I have a lot of business connections, and I'm interested in a lot of things regarding money creation, wealth creation, and I'm also interested in spirituality and I'm interested in religions. I personally am a Christian, but it doesn't mean that I cannot understand and I cannot go long term into different types of exploration, because the first thing that we are human beings, and after this, all these types of labels that we put upon ourselves, they are just helping us to some extent to understand some of the things that we are much more easily communicating with each other in order to understand maybe approximately thousands of hours of necessary explanation otherwise. Of course, then come the stereotypes, then comes all the prejudice and so on and so on. But as more and more we are open to each other, it is much more better for the long-term communication. And I like different topics, but what I am so passionate about and what makes me really, in some sense, angry, and what makes me to really go into compassion and care about all of us, is that we, the human beings, are actually unwilling to interact with reality, and then it makes us less and less functional, and less of what we want is actually being available and presenting itself into our personal realities. And of course, I will share my personal views and how I view my personal reality, because according to me, all the human beings, as we have the body, as we have our personality, our internal being, also we have a specific personified reality that is custom made only for each one of us. It is very interesting because wherever we are moving, we have a personalized reality. My reality is so personalized that it will never be like your reality. It will never be like the reality of anybody else. And this is because it is giving me the feedback that I'm a little bit more different than all of you, but also if all of us start understanding why we have this reality, why we have this physical matter reality feedback, and what is it giving to each of us, then there is going to come the meaning why we need to learn more about everything that is behind the scene, everything that is moving into this reality, and what is our place there. So today the reality talk is going to be 30 minutes because I'm just speaking alone and there is nobody else that is willing to participate. For next week, we have a guest, and I hope we are going to have a fabulous talk with him. Last week, we spoke a little bit, and we scheduled a 15-minute talk, and we were able to speak approximately 2 hours and a half about what we are going to present to you next week. So I hope it is going to be a lot of interest for all of you, and be invited. Just if you've never been in the digital space, just be okay to join me, to ask me any type of questions, or if you are a friend of mine and if we know each other, we can still exchange a lot of value on a different topic, and I hope it is going to help all of us. So thank you for today. Reality talks, they are going to be every Friday, and as you know, some of you who are following everything that I'm posting on a daily basis, during October, I'm fasting a lot, and I'm having a topic reality subject to influence where I'm interacting with the first part of my physical matter reality that I'm most acquainted with and more intimate with, and this is my body. So I'm in the moment in October, reducing my weight and also sharing different mindsets and my personal observations regarding how are we, the human beings, all the time influencing the outer reality and why. So thank you for being a participant or watching this reality talks today. And I hope next week is going to be also very interesting. And enjoy life, enjoy the interaction with your personal realities, and long term learn to be ruler of your own reality. Thank you for now. Bye bye. And thank you for watching in the Facebook stream. And thank you for watching this interaction in this YouTube video or wherever you are coming from. Bye bye.